The air is crisp. Dawn breaks over the mountain plains. A wild mare lies panting, her flanks heaving. She has just brought a new life into the world. A foal, still wet and wobbly, struggles to stand. The cycle of life begins anew in this untamed wilderness. The newborn foal, a colt with a coat like burnished copper, is a fragile spark in this harsh landscape. Instinct drives him to his mother's warmth, seeking nourishment and comfort. His first unsteady steps are the beginning of a journey fraught with danger and adventure. The untamed spirit of the wild is already alive within him. His world is a tapestry of vibrant sights and sounds, the rustling of leaves in the wind, the distant cry of a hawk, the scent of pine and earth. These are the elements of his wild domain. He is surrounded by the beauty and brutality of nature, a world where survival is a daily struggle. The bond between mare and foal is immediate and strong. The mother, weary but vigilant, guards her offspring with fierce devotion. She nurses him with her rich milk, the lifeblood that sustains him. He, in turn, finds comfort and security in her presence. The foal grows quickly, his legs gaining strength with each passing day. He explores his surroundings with playful curiosity, his soft whinnies echoing through the trees. His mother is his constant companion, her watchful gaze never far from his playful antics. Life is not all idyllic. Hunger pangs are a constant reminder of the need to forage. The young colt learns to mimic his mother, nibbling at tender shoots and leaves. He relishes the sweet taste of wild berries, a rare treat in this austere environment. His mother teaches him the ways of the wild, the knowledge that will be his only armor against the dangers that lurk. The wilderness is a realm of both beauty and brutality. Predators roam, their senses honed for the scent of vulnerability. A rustle in the undergrowth, the shadow of a hawk circling overhead, these are constant reminders of the precariousness of life. The colt witnesses the raw power of nature firsthand. A flash flood roars through the canyons, transforming the landscape in an instant. He feels the earth tremble beneath his hooves as a raging wildfire sweeps across the plains, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. These are the forces that shape his world, testing his resilience and honing his instincts. Danger comes in many forms, some more insidious than others. Venomous snakes lurk in the undergrowth, their bite a silent and deadly threat. Packs of wolves, their eyes gleaming with primal hunger, stalk the edges of the herd, waiting for a moment of weakness. The colt learns to recognize these dangers, to rely on his senses, and to trust his mother's lead as they navigate this treacherous landscape. Section 4. The two-legged threat. A new and unfamiliar danger begins to intrude upon their world, the two-legged creatures. Unlike the predators that have always been a part of their existence, these beings bring with them a different kind of threat, a cunning and relentlessness that unsettles the herd. At first, the horses are wary, their instincts telling them to keep their distance. They sense the danger these creatures represent, a threat unlike any they have encountered before. The scent of these beings, a strange mixture of sweat, leather and smoke, hangs heavy in the air, a constant reminder of their encroaching presence. The two-legged creatures arrive on horseback, their forms silhouetted against the setting sun. They come with ropes that snake through the air, with loud noises that shatter the tranquility of the plains. Their intent is clear, to capture the wild horses, to break their spirit, and to bend them to their will. The freedom that has always been the birthright of the wild horses is now under threat. The wild horses, with their eyes wide and nostrils flaring, can feel the weight of this new menace. Their hearts pound with a mix of fear and defiance. They huddle together, forming a protective circle, their collective strength a testament to their will to survive. When the two-legged creatures draw too close, the herd bolts, galloping away in a cloud of dust, their hooves thundering against the earth. But the two-legged creatures are relentless. Their faces, etched with determination, reveal their resolve to capture the wild spirit of these magnificent animals. They set up traps and prepare for the hunt, their every move calculated and precise. The wild horses, ever vigilant, sense the traps and move cautiously through the terrain, their instincts guiding them away from danger. For a moment, they find refuge in a secluded area. a brief respite from the relentless pursuit. They drink from a stream, their bodies relaxing as they savor the fleeting peace. But the two-legged creatures are never far behind. They track the horses, following the telltale signs of their passage. The wild horses sense the danger once more, their muscles tensing as they prepare to flee. With a burst of energy, they run at full speed, their spirits unbroken, their will to remain free driving them forward. As the sun sets over the plains, the silhouettes of the wild horses stand as a symbol of resilience and the enduring fight for freedom. Section 5. The Chase and the Fall. The tranquility of the plains is shattered. The serene landscape, once a haven of peace and quiet, is now a stage for a dramatic and heart-pounding chase. The thunder of hooves reverberates through the canyons as the wild horses flee in terror. Their hooves strike the rocky ground with a force that echoes through the vast expanse. A symphony of survival. The cowboys, their faces grim, their eyes filled with a mixture of determination and excitement, give chase. The hunt is on. Each cowboy is driven by a deep-seated desire to capture the untamed spirit of the wild horses, a test of their own skill and bravery. The chase is a blur of dust and fear. The air is thick with the particles kicked up by the frantic hooves, creating a haze that obscures vision and heightens the tension. The colt, his heart pounding in his chest, gallops alongside his mother, her powerful strides carrying them across the rugged terrain. The bond between them is palpable, a shared determination to escape the impending danger. They dodge and weave, desperately trying to outrun the relentless pursuit of the cowboys. Every twist and turn is a calculated move to evade capture, a dance of survival against the odds. But the humans are relentless, their pursuit driven by a primal urge to conquer the wild. The cowboys' eyes are fixed on their targets, their minds focused on the thrill of the chase and the promise of victory. A loop of rope whistles through the air, finding its mark. The cowboy's aim is true, a testament to years of practice and an unyielding resolve. The colt feels a sharp tug at his neck, a searing pain that takes his breath away. The suddenness of the capture is a shock, a harsh reminder of the fragility of freedom. He falls, legs flailing, his world suddenly a confusing jumble of sky and earth. The ground rushes up to meet him and the impact leaves him dazed and disoriented. He struggles to rise, but another rope tightens around his legs, pinning him to the ground. His efforts are futile against the strength of the bindings, a cruel twist of fate that seals his capture. The taste of dust fills his mouth, the smell of fear acrid in his nostrils. His eyes, wide with terror, reflect the hopelessness of his situation. His freedom, so briefly enjoyed, is gone. The wild spirit that once roamed the plains is now subdued, a captive of human will and ambition. The chase has ended, but the memory of the fall lingers, a poignant reminder of the cost of freedom. Section 6. A twist of fate. The captured horses are herded together, their eyes wide with fear and confusion. They have been taken from the freedom of the open plains where they roamed wild and free and now find themselves confined within the tight, unfamiliar boundaries of a corral. The air is thick with their anxiety, their nostrils flaring as they try to make sense of their new reality. The cowboys, their work done, dismount, their faces etched with a mixture of triumph and indifference. To them, this is just another successful roundup, another day of hard work completed. They exchange nods and brief words, their minds already shifting to the next task at hand, unaware of the turmoil they have left in their wake. For them, this is just another day's work, another victory over the wild. They have done this countless times before, each capture a testament to their skill and determination. The ropes they tie are secure, the horses they lead are subdued, and the wild spirit of the plains is momentarily tamed. But for the horses, it is the end of their world as they know it. The open skies and endless horizons are replaced by wooden fences and the scent of captivity. Their once carefree existence is now overshadowed by uncertainty and fear, their spirits dampened by the harsh reality of their new environment. The colt, still dazed from the capture, watches as his mother is led away. His young mind struggles to comprehend the sudden change, the loss of the familiar presence that has always been his source of comfort and security. He whinnies softly, a sound filled with confusion and longing. Her wild eyes meet his, filled with a silent plea he cannot understand. The bond between them, forged in the wild, is now strained by the ropes and the distance that separates them. Her gaze is a mixture of fear and a desperate hope that somehow they will be reunited. He strains against the ropes that bind him, desperate to follow, but it is no use. The more he struggles, the tighter the ropes seem to become, holding him back from the one he loves. His heart races, his muscles ache, but the bonds are unyielding. He is powerless to stop them from taking her away. The helplessness he feels is overwhelming, a stark contrast to the freedom he once knew. His eyes follow her until she is out of sight, a silent promise to never forget her. Fate, however, has a different plan for the colt. In the midst of his despair, a glimmer of hope begins to emerge. The winds of change are blowing, and the young colt's story is far from over. A young girl, her eyes filled with compassion, observes the capture, her heart touched by the plight of the wild horses. She has always felt a deep connection to these majestic creatures, and seeing them in such distress stirs something within her. She sees the fear in their eyes, the raw panic that grips them, and she is moved to intervene. Her empathy drives her to act, to do something to alleviate their suffering. She cannot stand by and watch as their spirits are broken. She approaches the rancher, her voice soft but insistent, pleading for the life of the young colt. Her words are filled with passion and determination, a stark contrast to the indifference of the cowboys. She speaks of the colt's potential, of the life he deserves to live, and her plea begins to resonate. The rancher listens, his expression softening as he considers her words. He sees the sincerity in her eyes, the genuine concern she has for the colt. After a moment of contemplation, he nods, agreeing to give the colt a chance at a different fate. With a heart full of hope, the girl leads the colt away from the corral, towards a new beginning. The colt, sensing the change, follows her willingly, his spirit lifting with each step. Together they walk towards the horizon, where a new chapter of their story awaits.